Hey guys, this video will be some tips when it comes to deck building, and I will try to give you a guideline with all the important information that come to my mind to help you improve your deck or simply know where you get started. So at first when I try to build a deck, either you have some idea, something crazy you want to try, or you have to start from what is actually your goal with the deck. So do you want to go for strong synergies? For example, you could build a deck that's built around enchantment, a deck that's built around event synergies, a deck built around sacrifice, making use of Soul Eater, or a deck built around flying creatures. There are many options. But you can also go it from the other side and try to build a deck that tries to counter a certain other deck, or simply tries to counter a meta. If there's lots of rush, maybe try to build something defensive. If there's lots of green, maybe try to build something that has good hard removal. And yeah, these are the two approaches you can take. But you can also simply go for a way in between, like say you make your enchantment deck and then try to tune it or tweak it, so it always has the same core, but then you put in some cards that that help you in these certain matchups that you are afraid of it or where you want to improve it. And if you want to push this to the next level, you can do some deck tuning. And deck tuning is done in the best way when you sit down with a friend or one of your teammates and you play this specific matchup over and over, and you see which card helps you and which card is bad, and then you adjust the deck, only make small changes and see if they make the matchup better or if it even gets worse. And this way you slowly find out what works, and this only goes through practice and is quite important for tournaments if you want to optimize your decks for that. So the first thing I will talk about here are your opening cards. Opening cards are cards you are looking to get for on your starting hand. So let's say for rush decks, these would be early threats that your opponent will have trouble with if you play them in front of their orb. Usually neutral cards are pretty decent because you start with neutral lands, but it's also viable to go for one requirement creatures like the Dune Drake, or for example, of course, also X grinders. These are cards your opponent will have trouble with and are very easy to play early. For control decks, usually you're looking to get harvesting creatures. In this case, X grinder can also be used as harvester, but a good example would be something like Underground Brigand, because it's very cost efficient. It only costs 3, and it provides you additional Farrier if it fights. Another card I could think of here is a Deathwish Ghoul, which also gives you Farrier back, or maybe even Farm Boy. It's probably one of the most notable harvesting creatures in the game. And then last, for certain combo decks, it's nice to have these, like for ramp decks, it's sometimes nice to have a Windfall in your opening if you're really passive. It can also be decent to have Feed the Forest, just to keep that if you have a Living Willow. So these would be good early game openers. We are going to build a mono red deck, and for that let's take a look at harvesting creatures that we can put in. So simply go with some farm boys, maybe only 2. Then, like I said, the X grinders, brigands, and we can also consider bloodslingers. On this sheet we see the probability of getting certain cards in your opening hand. In my eyes the sweet spot is around 9 to 11 of these, because if you hard mulligan for them you get a 90% chance, even a bit higher. And even if you're unlucky and don't get it, you have a 30% chance on turn 2 to top deck one of them. Everything above that, like you see, you only get 1 more percent later on, so this is where the diminishing returns really matter, and that's why going too high is probably overkill. And this is also why we decide here to go for not more than 11 harvesting creatures. And yeah, so that's it for your opening cards. The next point would be a win condition. So there are multiple win conditions in the game. You can just win by controlling the board and hitting your opponents with big creatures. In this case you could consider stuff like Volcanic Colossus, maybe even go for a Barbarian Ogre, like just big creatures that once you cleaned up with the board allow you to hit on your opponent. Ground Chick is also a card that can do this job to a certain extent. Even X-Runner can be played aggressive, but you're looking really for high impact late game cards. So if you're looking for more creature combat, this is one of the synergies. You can maybe consider a Volcanic Colossus. But for this deck we will choose Burn as our win condition. So we already have this built into our Bloodslinger. Whenever a creature dies we remove life, and let's see where we can find more burn. So Shedding Brood also deals burn damage. It's not the greatest creature, so we might only take 2. Grimguard also burn. What else do we have here? And then also Flame Spitter deals some burn damage to the face. So that's already a good start. We have some other events for later which also deal burn, but that's something I talk about in the next segment. And yeah, other win conditions also would be simply rushing down your opponent if you go for a more aggressive deck with Firebringer or Shadow Pest, of course, the well-known Red Rush. And yeah, of course you can also go for big late game scaling as win condition as well. Fatigue is not really in the game right now, but if the devs decide to put it in, like, that would also be something that's viable. Oh, and of course I forgot, maybe we could add in some flamethrowers, which basically also works similar to burn. The next topic is remover. So remover is very important for red and yellow decks because they simply have most of it, and the more you stack direct damage remover, the better it gets because it gives you more options. So let's say if you only run Cypher's Wraths, all you can kill is a 2 health creature, or if you have 2 of them you can kill a 4 health creature. But if your opponent has a 5 health creature, it's nice to have Flame Burst, because the more options you have, the better these add up, and like, from more you can choose. So yeah, let's put in these. And for stuff like a blue or a green deck, where you don't have that many removal options, it's more important to have these combat tricks that allow you to get in a better position, or to do the to do your creature combat. So one example would be Shifting Tides. This card allows you to bring your creature 1 field closer where your opponent doesn't expect it. Another card also could be Triton Banquet, where you can just jump 1 more field than your opponent expects. or of course the Silent Horse Master. All these cards help your creatures to get in the right spot and to go for the trades, because maybe you don't have the remover available. Yeah, maybe for green also buffs are important, but buffs require your opponent to play the creature next to yours so that you can make the trade. But if you can get the beneficial trade by keeping your creature alive and surprising your opponent with a buff, that can really swing the game in your favor. And for a red deck, let's add in some remover, some more, in form of Ground Shaker, which is also a big scary creature, and then finally is also a bit more AoE. And yeah, that's something a list could look like. We see the land costs are very low. I mean the land requirements. The highest requirement cards are 3 mountains. So this allows us for a mono deck to build more prairies more often, which makes it a bit faster early game. The highest you should go in most cases, unless you're playing Wish of course. Wish you would go 2 of each, sometimes even like 3 if you run stuff like Feed the Forest. But the highest you should go for hybrid decks are 3 of each. And for monocolored decks I would say 5. For example the Tyrant Golem or a Windborn Champion. Something you should avoid is adding Windborn Champion with one of these hybrid cards. This can be very slow and very scary. And the last point I want to talk about is the average Farrier cost of your deck. So for this we have 3.4. I would say about that 3.5 is basically average. You get 3 Farrier each turn, so you only need to harvest once, that you can play 1 card each turn, and 2 if you save it for 1 turn. Everything above 4 I would consider high, and everything below 3 I would consider low, like maybe even 3 would be low. So however, your Farrier cost, average Farrier cost, can be a bit misleading. Let's say cards like the Volcanic Colossus, of course you get the discount here, so eventually it's going to be a 5 cost and not a 9 cost. So this is misleading. Then what else do we have? Stuff like Hate Seeds. These are a very fast tempo minion, and most of the time you only play them when they cost like 2 or less. So this will also be misleading on your curve. And then of course we have stuff like Windfall, where you effectively gain 3 Farrier, but it shows as a 9 cost card. So this can make your average Farrier cost look much higher than it actually is. And that's why you shouldn't only pay attention to your Farrier cost. Look at the cards in specific and see how it plays out. And I think that's it for my video, so I hope I didn't miss anything. And as always, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, make sure you post them under the video, and thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.